Now on Newsday TV, wet and windy weather just as millions get ready to hit the road for Memorial Day weekend. We're timing out your stormy forecast coming up in 90 seconds. I'm Macy Eglund. First, a plea hearing today for a former state trooper who allegedly shot himself on the Southern State Parkway. Prosecutors say Thomas Messia lied about being shot by a suspect in October. He was originally expected to plead guilty earlier this month, but told the judge he did not feel well mentally. Police have now identified the 12-year-old boy killed in Flower Hill. They say Nathan Haw was hit by a pickup truck while he was running across Middle Neck Road Monday night. More police on our roads and out on the water. Later today, Suffolk officials will announce stepped-up patrols throughout the summer. Now, Newsday explored the road to safer driving here on Long Island with a forum last night at our Melville studios. You can read more about that and our year-long investigative series on dangerous roads on Newsday.com. Only in Newsday, Suffolk is shelling out $18 million to inmates at the county jails. A class action lawsuit alleged unsanitary living conditions at facilities in Riverhead and Yaphank. The settlement includes providing sanitation training and protective equipment. The majority of school budgets passed. However, voters rejected Elwood and Shelter Island's bids to pierce the tax cap. Uniondale has yet to report. We'll let you know. All right, we've got an eye on the storm as we move closer to that holiday weekend. On and off showers today with some heavier rain on the way. We've got meteorologist Rich Von Olin with us this morning with more on what we can expect, Rich.
Yeah, another doozy. This is not going to be nice weather for at least a few days. We're going to try to save this holiday weekend, Hopefully, fingers crossed for the air show and all the events going into Memorial Day weekend. But in the short term, though, it's rainy, it's windy, and it's cool. Temperatures way below where they should be for this time of the year. I mean, we're watching the storm to the west of us here. And it's got some, rain, it's got some wind, and it's got quite a chill coming in. And you can see it right there across parts of D.C., Pennsylvania, heading right in our direction of Beeline. Now, the heaviest rain is going to wait until late tonight going into the day on Thursday. So it's pockets of light to moderate rain throughout Wednesday evening, Wednesday night. But here you go, early Thursday morning, 2, 3, 4 in the morning, heading maybe off to work or school, whatever you got going on. Yellows, bright stuff, Nassau and Suffolk County. It's going to come down in buckets. And look at the temperatures. We're only low to mid-50s. That's chilly. That's more like early April as opposed to late May. And look at the curl there throughout Thursday afternoon. We're still seeing some pockets of moderate rain. Fortunately, it looks like by Friday, a little bit of a break in the action, maybe for the practice show. We'll see how things go there. And then for Saturday, the air show, will they get it in? Will the winds be gusty? We'll see what happens with that. But we've got some pretty good rain amounts, about an inch and a half here. Gusty winds perhaps going into Saturday. It'll be kind of a game time call to see if we can get that show in. But I think by Sunday and Monday, we have some improvements headed our way. You can see our long range here on the GFS. It's not nice, mostly cloudy. It's cool right throughout the weekend. Some slow improvement. We're talking some 60s perhaps to near 70. Sunday and Monday, probably the picks of the holiday weekend where it's a little bit nicer. It's not as nasty. Monday looks okay. And then we get another rain event. Look at this, another nor'easter here coming in for next Tuesday. So the pattern continues. Lots of blue, lots of cool temperatures. We're supposed to be about 70, 75 degrees for this time of year. And look at all the 50s and 60s throughout the weekend. Best chance of rain certainly for Thursday. It lessens a little bit going into the weekend, so it's more spotty stuff. But some rain, we got that on and off throughout today. We've got some heavier rain late tonight in the 40s. We've got some more rain for Thursday. It's just in the 50s all day. Look at our 7-day forecast. Slow improvement, slow. Maybe a spotty shower Saturday, a little windy. 60s to near 70, better Sunday, Monday, and another chance of rain. Wow, 60s for Tuesday, Wednesday next week.
Long Island weather is brought to you by Fire Island Ferries.
Long-lost letters and records are helping an Islip man connect with the fallen father he never knew. Our Virginia Huey has the story you'll see only in Newsday.
I just knew him as a name, my name.
80-year-old Nicholas Ferrone Jr. of Islip has spent a lifetime missing a father he never met.
Sergeant Nicholas A. Ferrone, and he was in the Army Air Corps, and he was on a B-29. He was a radio man and tail gunner.
On November 8, 1944, while on his first bombing mission, Sergeant Ferone's Boeing B-29 Superfortress burst into flames and crashed into the Pacific near Iwo Jima. His wife, Josephine, was pregnant with their only child when she received the tragic news. Nicholas Jr. was born 3 months later.
I always wondered about my father because, I had no contact with him, just what other people had said. Whenever we had a family gathering, I would always ask them, what did my father like to do? Did he like to fish? Did he play baseball or anything like that?
Fast forward to 1985. Ferone was 55 years old when he discovered a treasure trove of the most moving mementos belonging to his father.
Time was when we had fun on the schoolyard swing.
Recordings of his father's singing voice on vintage vinyl records, his last letter home, and photographs. Ferone found them in a box in his mother's closet shortly after she passed away.
Time was when we wrote love letters in the sand.
Listening to my father's voice, it's kind of like some ghost tapping me on the shoulder. He does sound like me.
During the 1940s, Ferone Sr., then living in Farmingdale, worked as a singing usher at the New York Academy of Music in Manhattan. He was set to sing a duet with Tony Bennett, but put his musical career on hold after the attack on Pearl Harbor to enlist.
He could have dodged being in the service by singing with the USO. They needed performers, but all of his brothers were in the service at the same time. 5 brothers.
The words his father penned in his last letter home revealed how much he was looking forward to being a father and coming home to the love of his life.
Dearest Joe, darling, please name the baby Nicholas. You're going to have a beautiful baby. Just wait and see. I'm glad that you have fixed it up with the Red Cross to notify me when the baby comes. Joe, please be careful and take the best care of yourself. God bless you and the baby. I love you more than life itself. So long for now, honey, and please don't worry. I shall love you forever and ever and be the happiest guy in the world. Your loving husband always, Nikki. The letters showed me his humanity, and the record showed me the passion that he had for what would have been his future in the recording industry.
For Ferone, priceless connections to his long-lost hero dad.
They say that the roots of the Tree of Liberty are watered with the blood of patriots, and that was him. He was the patriot that gave all he could, and that was his life for his country.
For NewsdayTV, I'm Virginia Huey.
Such a sweet story, and you can see more exclusive stories just like that one on our website, newsday.com. Click Get More below the Newsday TV video box.
4 wins away. That's what the Knicks are from reaching their first NBA Finals since 1999. Standing in their way, their old nemesis and the team that knocked them out of last year's playoffs, the Indiana Pacers. Newsday's Steve Popper joins us now to break down the series, which begins Wednesday night at the Garden. Steve, Knicks have home court advantage and some revenge on their minds, but this team is very different than the team the Pacers defeated in last year's playoffs, both in health and the lineup, correct?
Well, absolutely. They changed the roster over after last season, but I think 2 things, the biggest things are the health, as you mentioned, is they were just falling apart last year. So many guys were out. It was really just a mash unit that was left at the end. So this year they come in completely healthy. Everybody is available, which has just been a huge difference. But I think also that this group that they put together, having gone through 2 real battles in the first 2 rounds, have sort of prepped them for this series. And I think what you're seeing now is not only a different team than last year, but a different team than the one that entered the playoffs.
Couldn't agree more. All right, the best players on both teams are point guards, Jalen Brunson, Tyrese Halliburton. What should we expect from that matchup?
Well, look, both leaders of the team, but I think something's gone horribly wrong if you see Halliburton guarding Brunson. I think the Pacers will try and avoid that at all costs. He's sort of the weaker link in their defense. Jalen is, he's the clutch player of the year. He's a guy who scores in bunches. With Halliburton, it's a different thing. He's more the floor general, sort of gets everybody involved. There were a lot of games, even in their last series against Cleveland, where he almost disappears for a little while and doesn't get a shot until he needs a little burst of, 3-4 3-pointers in a row. But he's looking to get everyone involved.
All right, real quick, what's your prediction?
I didn't believe in the Knicks against the Celtics, so I'm not going to make that mistake again. I think the Celtics prepare the Knicks for this, so I'm going to pick the Knicks in 6 to finish it up on the road in Indiana.
Oh, that would be sweet. Steve Popper, we'll see you at the Garden. Thank you very much. The Knicks won the season series 2-1. This will be the 4th time the teams have met in the conference finals, the first since 2000. For Newsday TV, I'm Jamie Stewart.
And read more about the Knicks on Newsday.com. Click Get More below the Newsday TV video box.
It's like winning the lottery to live here.
Northport's Lori Kerman can't wait to get out onto the water here in Centerport.
I live for this time of year. If it's nice this weekend, I'll have a boat in the water for sure.
Summertime on Long Island. It's almost here. Before you dive into the waters at your favorite beach spot, you might want to check out the latest beach report put out by Save the Sound. Each of the 200 beaches that border the Long Island Sound in New York and Connecticut gets a letter grade based off data from the local health departments that monitor whether bacteria levels are safe for swimming. 4 beaches on Long Island scored an A+, 3 are in Suffolk and 1 in Nassau. Kenny's Beach and McCabe's Beach in Southold, Reeves Beach in Riverhead, and Ransom Beach in Bayville. Only 1 Long Island beach scored among the lowest in the region. Beekman Beach in Oyster Bay scored a C+. Experts insist a bad grade isn't meant to blame or shame.
I think that it's a real call to action to get motivated as soon as possible. We work really hard in Albany to make sure that there is money for these projects. So municipalities need to get in line. They need to identify where their problems are and apply for those grants.
More rainfall creates bigger challenges for local towns and villages. Stormwater runoff means everything inland has the potential to end up here. Wastewater systems can also end up overwhelmed.
It's vitally important that the infrastructure is constantly being upgraded and maintained across Long Island, because that's going to have one of the biggest effects on the quality of the waterways.
This beach in Centerport scored a B-, but that won't stop Lori Kerman from enjoying it at all.
No way. It's beautiful here.
In Centerport, I'm Shari Einhorn for Newsday TV.
You can read more about this story on Newsday.com. Click Get More below the Newsday TV video box.
Work is underway to get the season started here at the Northwell at Jones Beach Theater, and there's a lot to look forward to, and it starts early this year.
It does. It starts May 31st with Luke Bryant, which kicks off with some country. There's also going to be country throughout June and July. You have Keith Urban as well as Thomas Rhett.
Classic rock. We have our staples.
We have the Beach Boys. We also have the Doobie Brothers are coming, and they're going to be with the Jimmy Buffett Coral Reefer Band. And the Who are coming here on August 28th.
As far as hard rock, there are some really good pairings.
Absolutely. You have Creed. There's going to be playing with Daughtry and Mammoth, and you also have Papa Roach, who is going to be with Under Oath.
What about Pop?
Pop is great. We have Cyndi Lauper coming.
This girl just wants to have fun at that show.
Absolutely. It's her farewell tour, so This is the last time to see her. And then if you're a big WLIR fan, there's going to be a triple bill of Simple Minds, Modern English, and Soft Cell.
Oh, Long Island's going to love that.
Absolutely.
Right? What about for all the metalheads out there?
Yeah, there's always got to be something for the metalheads. We have the Summer of Loud tour, which is going to be huge. You got Kill Switch Engage, Beartooth, and also Devil Wears Prada. That's going to be huge. Another big show is going to be Pantera. It's going to be on July 26th.
All right, one show I always show up for, Dave Matthews Band. And that's earlier this year.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It's June 11th. Dave always makes a point coming here because he loves Jones Beach.
So that pretty much fills up my concert calendar. There are still more shows to see around Long Island.
Absolutely. So at UBS, we're going to have Chris Stapleton, and Brand New is coming back. At the Paramount, we have Daryl Hall by himself solo.
We got everything going on and on and on.
And David Lee Roth is making his Paramount debut there.
And over at Westbury?
The I Want My 80s tour with Rick Springfield, Wang Chung, and Paul Young.
I've got to find my crimping iron for that one.
Absolutely. And then we also have at Tilda Center, the Evett Brothers are coming in August, which is going to be exciting.
What about for all the Billy Joel fans?
Well, Billy is going to be busy this summer. He has 3 stadium shows that he's doing. Citi Field with Sting.
How many times have I had this dream?
Yankee Stadium with Rod Stewart. And MetLife with Stevie Nicks.
Sings the song, sounds like she's singing.
I mean, that's incredible.
Unbelievable.
Now we just have to figure out a way to get tickets.
You can check out our complete summer concert preview in our summer fun book on Newsday.com. Click Get More below the Newsday TV video box. And you can see more on all these stories on our website, Newsday.com, and watch us streaming anytime on Local Now, YouTube, and all of these other streaming services that you see here. I'm Macy Eglund. Thanks for watching Newsday TV. Have a great day.